close friends out there. And some of you may know that I love the theater. And just so happens here in Charlotte, we have a theater production called Porch Production. And I and you were lucky enough to have the person that takes care of everything for Porch Production here with us, and one of her little starlets too. But before I give away too much, let me introduce them to you. Thank you for joining me, Monica.
Thank you.
And Jamie.
Thank you.
So, Monica, Porch Production, how did you come up with that name?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Everyone always asks, Porch Productions, what does that mean? How did you come up with the name? And actually, I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina, but after graduating college in Charlotte, I would always spend time as a young girl on my grandmother's front porch. And, you know, she came from a Presbyterian background, and so because I was a trained dancer as a youth, she would have me going to all of her friends' house up and down the street and do dances and recite Bible verses, and then I had to go back on the porch because I couldn't get too far, so I'd make up stuff on the porch and create dances and just sing and, you know, just be a kid. And so when I started thinking about ways in which I could offer young people another opportunity, I was like, Porch, so everybody calls it Porch Productions, and it just stuck.
And it just stuck. Well, I am so glad you're here because you've been busy here in Charlotte. You've done quite a few plays, and I've seen a couple of them, and I'm so glad you're doing one of my other favorite ones called Hairspray.
Yes.
So what is, for my viewers out there that don't know, what is that story about?
It's a wonderful piece. It takes place in the 1960s, and it's about a young girl named Tracy Turnblad who is really interested in integrating a show called The Corny Collins Show. It's similar to American Bandstand, or, you know, a show where teens go in the afternoon and dance and listen to the latest music. Well, the theme circles around two different demographics, one being Caucasian, the other being African American, and the students aren't able to dance on the show together. So this show kind of marries her challenging the authorities, if you will, at the Corny Collins Show, and it takes you through, you know, her wanting to, you know, be able to dance with her friends and have her, you know, African American friends come and dance on the Corny Collins Show. She's always been very eccentric, has liked the Motown hits and the music, and has just always wanted to have an opportunity to dance. She's a slightly stout girl, so she's always stuck out and just had a real vibrant personality. So that's the character that she brings.
So why did you decide to do this play?
Hairspray has always been a production that we have enjoyed. Back in 2011, I had the opportunity to do it in Hickory with the production company, and ever since we were able to have that show come to life here in Charlotte, I said, you know, when I start Porch Productions, I want to do Hairspray because the message is so important. You know, it talks about integration and, you know, what are we really here for, which is really themes that are still present today.
Do you think, now Porch Production is a production company where the children are young adults?
Yes.
Should I call them young adults?
You can call them young adults, yes. We work with students age 4 to 21.
Okay, so young adults.
Yes.
Do you think they get the message of this play?
They do. A lot of times, you know, you'd be surprised. We have a young student, Lauren Brown, who is also in the production, and she talks about Hairspray. She's in, I think, the 4th grade at University Park, and she has watched the movie. It's her favorite movie. All of the young people have seen it, and they relate to the message because it talks about imaging and the stereotypes that go along with that. And because Tracy's character is so comfortable in her own skin, and she knows that she is a talented young lady, and the young lady who plays this particular character is also very charismatic. So I think they identify with that because it shows that you can be as fabulous as you want to be. It doesn't matter your size, your color, or, you know, your likelihood, if you will. You can be whoever it is that you want to be.
You know, I haven't seen the play Hairspray live, but I can about imagine it takes a lot of work to pull that together.
So much work. We started auditioning for Hairspray right after our winter production ended. That process took a very long time because, as you know, this is an integrated production. You know, a lot of times we have all nationalities represented, but this show was particularly challenging because you have certain scenes in the show that call for all Caucasians. You have certain scenes that call for all African Americans, because as the story develops, you start to see different snippets of each one of their interactions. So we had to really call on a lot of our friends, neighbors, partners, and organizations to really find the best of the best.
You know, Jamie, I haven't asked you a question yet, but can you share with us what is your role in Hairspray?
My role in Hairspray is to play a teenage girl named Penny Pingleton. And she is the best friend of Tracy Turnblad, and she ends up falling in love for an African American boy named Seaweed.
So do you get to kiss on stage?
I think, yes.
You think?
We're still toiling through that, Cynthia. We're still trying to figure out how to angle it appropriately.
So it might be your first kiss, huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. With that, let's take a short break, okay? We'll come back. I need to ask you some more questions about this play.
Wonderful.
All right?
G-morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. You up? What'd you dream about? Me? JK. Text me back. I'll keep texting till you wake up. Are your parents home later? Is this something I did? Exclamation point, huge fight right. This isn't a joke. Hello? Text me.
You can sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time. One book could be the first thing that helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until there's no secret that laughter makes you smile. Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this year. Dangerous, but they are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Welcome back to Betty. I'm your host, Cynthia Thompson. I'm here with Monica and Jamie. Thank you for joining me today. Now, you're doing this play, Hairspray, that's going to be showcased at the end of June.
Yes.
How do you work out the scheduling with school and rehearsals and making sure the grades are staying up to where they should be with the students? How does all that even work?
Well, one of the things that we're really passionate about is education. So when the kids come, we ask them to list all of their conflicts during the audition process. Most of the times, because we deal within a 6 to 8 week time period as it relates to rehearsals, the young people are able to, at some point, there will be a progress report that pops up. So when we have our orientation, our artistic director, Lance Hamwright, who is a huge stickler for education and who is also passionate about that, makes it very clear with the young people that I am going to be checking for your progress report. The other thing that is very unique about us is that we have relationships with the teachers and principals in CMS.
Good.
It's not enough for us to just have the kids report to us. They know, oh, Miss Monica knows Mr. Corey Mitchell at Northwest, and I can text or call Mr. Mitchell and say, hey, how is Jamie doing? So it's about that interpersonal relationship with the administrators so that we can make sure that they can handle, rehearsing 3 days a week. Wow. That's what it takes, and it's typically 3 hours of rehearsal. But our kids are so multifaceted that they're able to handle that. We stress that when we're not working directly with you, you can read, you can study, or you can tutor one another. So there are, in theater, you have a lot of ebbs and flows in the downtime, so they're very diligent about getting their studies done.
I know that right now you're doing Hairspray. You've done some other plays in the past, like The Wiz.
Yes.
You've done Black Nativity, which I saw, and a couple more. I normally even some out, and one that you wrote, someone in your group wrote.
Yeah, we had A Mother's Love, which was written by Crystal Little, and that one is a show that travels in the community. So we're very excited about that. And then we have another piece that we're looking to mount next season, which is called Harlem, and that was written by Lance Hamright and Quay Dorsey. It's a phenomenal piece about Ella Fitzgerald. Phenomenal.
Wow, I bet so.
Yes.
That's another one I have to see.
Yes.
Ooh, so how do you have the time to do all of this?
Well, it's a lot has changed, Cynthia. I actually retired in October.
What?
So I stepped out. Yes, I've been working for almost 15 years, and I decided to step out into my passion and really focus on making Porch Productions a larger entity within this city, and also to branch out into South Carolina. So now that I am fully engaged in this, it really is just an everyday thing for me to make sure that we're reaching our full potential. And when you love it, it's not work. It's a passion. So I eat, sleep, and drink Porch Productions because it's just naturally what I gravitate to.
So tell me, Monica, have you ever had a chance to take the kids out to the big city, like maybe New York City, to see a real play or get a chance to experience the theater life up there?
A good question and a good segue. One of the people always ask me, do you have a degree in theater or did you do theater in college? I didn't. My degree is actually in history. I'm very analytical and I pride myself on being able to communicate effectively. What drew me to theater was my parents were very adamant about exposing me to it. So when you asking the question, have we ever taken the students? Yes, we have. We took 17 students to New York City, and we do it every other year. So 2 years ago, we took them to New York for our Arts Exploration Camp. It's called AEC. We will voyage again in the winter, actually the second week in December of 2015. We take young people to New York, and with the partnerships that we've established, they go to Juilliard to visit the campus. They study at the NYU School for Performing Arts. They also go to Alvin Ailey. They go to the Guggenheim. They get to experience hands-on theater in its rawest form. They got to tour the theater when Wicked was in town, and they got a backstage tour of what the costuming looks like and how the production actually mounts. So in addition to them, getting to see a Broadway show, going to Times Square, we like to expose them to what it actually looks like. So the Clive Davis Institute in NYU, the Tisch Performing Arts Institute, was a really wonderful opportunity because the students got to talk to counselors, they got to see a broadcast studio and a music production studio and ask real administrators in the music industry those hard-hitting questions. So that's a 5-day experience where they're in the heart of the city.
If you could have anything you ever wanted, or you had a crystal ball and a chance to say, I want this, what would you wish for Porch Production?
That's a very easy question for us. Our wish, and actually our goal, which will come to fruition, is to open a performing arts school. Our wish is to have a complex that has its own theater. We are fortunate to be able to partner with a lot of organizations here, but it's a lot easier for us to positively affect more students if we're in our own space. And I don't mean a leasing situation. We're planning to buy land, break ground, and build from the ground up. That is something that will happen. So be on the lookout. Porch Productions is expanding right now. We've been very fortunate to gain some partnerships in South Carolina, which will offer more students opportunities to participate. But aside from that, we know that education and performing arts marry. The way that you teach students and mirror the performing arts aspect of that is very important. So our next goal, I would say in the next 5 to 7 years, is to construct an actual campus.
I know you've been doing this for a while, but have you seen one of your little ones grow up and go off to college? Do they come back?
Absolutely. We have students now because we started in 2005. So a lot of the students that begin with us are just starting to graduate from high school. So we have Melvin Crispell, who is a wonderful young man who is blossoming in the music industry. And he actually just came back from California. We also have Chan Little, he'll be a rising sophomore at Elon University on a full academic scholarship. He is spending the summer at sea with Elon, going to several different countries, and he's also interning with a studio out in California. So these students, some of them don't take on acting. They have an opportunity to expand their studies, and they get scholarships, and they're able to go to bigger states. We have another student who auditioned for the American Girl movie, and she is only in middle school. So, you know, from middle school to high school, we start to see them expound. Jamie, can you speak on where you're going to be headed to?
I'm going to be headed to Mexico.
Mexico?
Yes.
What will you be doing there?
I will be helping the community by reconstructing and cleaning up trash and helping a school build a high school building.
That is great.
It's not enough for our students just to come. We can audition kids all day, but Mr. Lance is always asking, what are you really here for? And it's not enough. You can learn the script, you can dance, you can sing, you can act, but what is your passion? Are you interested in helping? Are you interested in changing? Are you interested in impacting the world in a larger way? So we're so proud of students like Jamie who, without any coaxing from us, naturally want to give back.
That is great. You know, let's take a short break, and we're going to set up for a scene.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids
you.
how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Okay. I'm a mommy. I love kids. I'm responsible, loving, nurturing. Mama's gonna be right back. Mama's coming, baby! Gotcha. What did I just tell you, kids?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
It's a man's world, well, that cannot be denied. But what good's a man's world without a woman by his side? So I will wait until the moment you decide that I'm your man and you're my girl, that I'm the and you're the pearl. It takes two, baby. It takes two. A king ain't a king without the power behind the throne. A prince is a pauper, babe, without a chick to call his own. So darling, choose me, I don't wanna rule alone. Tell me I'm your king and you're my queen, that no one else can come between. It takes two, baby, it takes two. Lancelot had Guinevere, Mrs. Claus had old Saint Nick, Romeo had Juliet, and Liz, well, she had her dick. They say it takes two to tango. Well, that tango's just child's play. So just take me to the dance floor and we'll twist the night away. Just like Frankie Avalon had his favorite musketeer, I dream of a lover, babe, to say the things I want to hear. So darling, come closer and whisper in my ear. Tell me I'm your boy and you're my girl. Yes, I'm your boy and I'm your girl. You're the sand and I'm the tide, and I'll be the groom, you'll be my bride. It takes two, baby, it takes two. It takes two, baby, it takes two.
Want to see the world.
When you pick up a book,
I used to read every night to all the younger kids,
and let your imagination break free, you won't believe how much fun it can be.
Let down your house!
Experience a world of adventure, excitement, and endless possibilities. Get tangled up in a good book. Explore new worlds. Read. Visit read.gov today.
Tommy's a really good kid. My Tommy would never even think about trying alcohol. Isn't that right, sweetie?
Real kids are curious about alcohol. 40% try it by the 8th grade. Talk early, talk often, get others involved.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to Betty. I'm your host, Cynthia Thompson. I'm here with Monica and Jamie. And oh my God, Jamie, you were so great in that scene. When I saw you doing it, I thought I was watching it on TV. How did you remember those lines?
I practiced a lot.
And your acting was so good. It was really believable what you were doing.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you, Monica and Jamie, for joining me today here on A Better You. And I want you all to continue watching my show, A Better You, here on Public Access 21, every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jamie.